Hey guys, today I want to answer a question for you that I get asked quite often, and that is, where did you come up with the name the Brook? I'll get to that here in a minute, but first I want to let you in on a recent journey of mine. So a couple years ago, I wanted to become a trendy hipster like everyone else, and so what did I do? I decided to become a plant mom. Like having 3 kids, of my own wasn't enough to take care of. I decided to have some plants to kind of love on and take care of as well. And I had the same philosophy with my plants as I do with my kids. I don't want them to just survive in life, right? I want them to thrive and to have an amazing life. And so I decided to go to this awesome store in Boulder and find some plants. So I was talking to this guy and I told him, I just want something that's easy to keep alive. And he led me to a couple awesome plants that day, but one in particular that was my favorite was called the lipstick plant. And if you know anything about me, since the time I was little, I've loved lip gloss and lipstick. And so I was just really excited about this plant in particular. But on my journey, one thing that I've learned along the way is how important water is. It's an art that I've barely scratched the surface of, but water is completely key in helping plants grow and really thrive. See, watered things grow, dry things wither. And it's not just plants that need water to live, it's all human life. I think as humans, our bodies are made up of at least 60% water. And it's said that it's recommended to drink at least 64 ounces of water per day. Living in Colorado, I feel like I drink at least that much water. But water brings life. Water brings life to people and to all things. There's a story in the Bible in John chapter 7, where Jesus is at a party, and it's been a party that's been going on for a couple days, and people are trying to figure out who Jesus is. Like, who is this guy? And at the end of the party, on the last day, Jesus gets up, and in a loud voice, he says this: "Let anyone who is thirsty come to me and drink. Whoever believes in me, as the scripture has said, rivers of living water will flow from within them." Mic drop. What just happened? They're all trying to figure out, what just happened? Who is this guy? What I love about Jesus is he says, anyone who's thirsty, come to me. Doesn't matter who you are, where you've been, man or woman, what you've done. Jesus says, come to me. Then he goes on to say, if you're thirsty, come to me and drink. See, thirst signals a need. Thirst signals a need for something more. When I think about the word thirst, I think about a deep desire and longing for, kind of like in the afternoons when I'm craving chocolate every day. I feel like there's a deep desire and longing. And God made us with a physical thirst, but he also made us with a soul longing, a search within our souls that wants to connect with something greater than ourselves. God made us to connect with him, and he wants us to go to him to find that soul longing, because thirst signals a need. Jesus ends with this. It says, whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow from within them. He doesn't just say, here's a cup of water to satisfy your needs. He says rivers of living water will be yours. I think of this as like walking around with a camelback attached to you at all times. You have constant access to this living water. So how do we get this living water? What do we do to be quenched and to be satisfied within our souls? There's 2 things. The first one is to come to Jesus. He says, let anyone who is thirsty come to me. And in my life, if I'm being honest with you, sometimes when I feel that soul longing or just that tug, and I know there's something more in life, I don't always turn to God. Sometimes I'll be on Pinterest and I'll just try to find an article that, self-help, maybe like 7 things to do if you're a leader before bedtime, or the 5 habits of people who keep a tidy house, or maybe it's the next juice detox, And none of those things truly satisfy the longing I have in my soul. They're all good in their proper place and beneficial and useful, but that longing we have in our soul can only come from Jesus. If water is our source of life, there's nothing we can do to satisfy that besides water. Just like if Jesus is our source of life, there's nothing we can go to that will satisfy that other than Jesus. So the first thing is come to him. The next thing it says, believe in him. Whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow from within them, he says. And when I talk about belief, Jesus doesn't say how much belief. He says, bring your belief to me, whether it be a little or a whole lot. and I will satisfy you, and I will grow your belief. You might be somebody out there today who's investigating God and trying to figure out, do I believe in Jesus? Go to God with your belief. He will take your belief, he will satisfy you, and he will grow it. Just go to him. Or you might be somebody else out there like me who's been following Jesus for a little bit, but like I said, it can be so tempting when we feel that soul longing in our hearts to go to other things to try to satisfy us. And there's a disconnect. It doesn't work. It doesn't satisfy. But if you want to have the fullest life possible, go to God and you'll be quenched. I think of my lipstick plant. I got that lipstick plant home. I put it in my kitchen and I watered it for a couple months. I came home one day and I walked in to see these awesome red blooms on my plant that looked like little lipstick tubes. I didn't even know that was going to happen. But this plant blossomed and functioned like it was created for because it was watered. I think of that in our lives. When we go to God and for that soul longing that we feel, and we let him quench us and water us, we grow, and our beauty is on display for the world to see. Here at the Brook, we believe that God is the source of life, that he is what our soul longs for and is created for. And I would encourage you, if you're investigating God or want to grow in your relationship with him, go online to thebrookdenver.com. Check out our website, fill out our Get Involved form, and see how you can continue to be satisfied in Jesus and grow in your relationship with him.